Hello, I'm Joseph, and thank you again for joining me in another presentation. Before we get started, if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me, it helps this channel. Also, if you would like to get in contact with me personally, you can visit my website, and that is asterhealings.com. It is spelled AsterHealings.com. And yeah, feel free to message me about my services, or just read a little bit about me and learn more about what I do. So thank you, and let's proceed. All right, so today's subject, I want to focus on spiritual responsibility, and it's one of those subject matters that is very close to my heart because I have learned through my journey and through the masters of past and present that responsibility, especially when you are consciously walking the spiritual path, is really important. So what do I mean by spiritual responsibility? Everything in our life, whether we want to believe it or not, we are co-creating either with God, or we're either co-creating with the ego aspect within ourselves. So when we co-create with God, we are co-creating in alignment with the natural laws that that are created by the Creator, and we are the creation. And when we are co-creating with the ego, we might feel satisfied with what we precipitate, or another word, manifest. But a lot of the times the manifestation is self-serving, and also it's not long lasting. So this is where responsibility comes into play, because we have to keep in mind that the world that I'm living in and the world you living in, yes, we are coexisting on the same planet, in the same universe, in the same cosmos, but what you experience and what I experience is different, and a lot of it is due to your personal experiences and how you perceive that information, and how it goes through your filter, and vice versa with me. So responsibility is one of those elements on the spiritual path that when it starts to click, that's when the magic, I believe, starts to occur. So I'll give you some context. So what do I mean by responsibility? Well, think about it. Everything in your life, you are perceiving it, right? Everything in the world of form, you choose to look at it, whether it's conscious or unconscious. The things that you search for on the internet or within your, real life, you're choosing it, whether you know it or not. And the same goes with the conversations you have, the subject matters you look for, the movies you watch, the books you read, the people you speak to, who you choose to interact with, what groups you choose to interact with, all of that. And those are just a few examples. I can keep going, but there's responsibility that's required, because if you're conversing with people and all they do is gossip, and you're telling yourself, I don't like how this feels, but a part of you is still being pulled in to the gossip, that's a great time to ask yourself, why do I feel such a strong pull to gossip? And the same goes with if you're making unhealthy choices in your life, whether it's with how you see yourself. If you're constantly judging yourself, I think it's a time to ask yourself, why do you entertain the ideas that come up in your mind? You know, thoughts, yes, thoughts can be powerful if you give it your attention, but thoughts are coming and going. Research says that we have over 80,000 thoughts to about 100,000 thoughts per day. So when you calculate that in 1 year, that's about 25 million thoughts. And they also say that the majority of the thoughts, which is probably about 90% of those thoughts, maybe even higher for most of us, are negative thoughts. So we're constantly walking in a negative spiral. And yes, the world around us plays a big factor, but you are the creator, or in a sense a co-creator of your world. And why I say co-creator is because, like I said earlier, you're either co-creating with God or you're either co-creating with the ego. I choose God. I hope you do too. So yeah, so why are we being pulled in to these negative spirals? What is it in there that we are attracted to? There has to be something that's attractive to us, because if not, you wouldn't entertain it. So responsibility is an element that when you do catch yourself slipping, boom, that word comes into mind. Like, oh, am I being responsible now? And I'm not advocating for you to become obsessive. Oh my God, no. Have fun with this. Keep it light. You know, that's one of the beauties of the spiritual path, is learning how to be light. And there's layers to what I'm saying. Be the light, but also be light. Be light in life. Believe it or not, we create our own misery. We create our own misery. We create our own horror stories, because we keep entertaining, we keep talking about the same subject matters, we keep focusing on problems instead of solutions. You know, A Course in Miracles, Christ consciousness teaches in A Course in Miracles that everything is either an act of love or a call for love. And that applies within us, but also with the people around us. Sometimes maybe a friend, maybe your significant other, or maybe a stranger or a child is, you see that they're having a fit. Instead of attacking them or belittling them, in that moment, you got two choices. It's either an act of love or a call for love. And you, being the light worker, the loving spiritual being you are, that we all are, you have a choice. You can either engage in how they feel, or you can ask God, the Holy Spirit, please teach me how to see this situation. Please teach me how to communicate with this person. Please teach me how to be a loving figure in this person's life in this moment. And I promise you, people, I promise you that you will receive a response from the Holy Spirit, God, your guides, your masters, whatever you believe in, but you will. And sometimes what you receive is not necessarily an image in your mind or some words that say, do this. Sometimes a lot of the times it's a feeling of peace. And that peaceful feeling that you receive, you can emit that, you can share that, extend that with the person or the people that are, in a sense, suffering. So we have a role to play here. And in this world of form, we will slip. We will have moments that things seem to be overwhelming. And sometimes it's not us that is extending ourselves to others. Sometimes it's others extending themselves to us. But we have to be open. And openness is important because when we're open, right? We're open to ideas, we're open to inspiration, which also means in spirit. And we're also open to love. Love is the greatest healer of them all. Some people say nature, but nature has its dualistic properties. One day you can be in nature and it's beautiful, and it's sunny, the skies are blue, the birds are singing, and then the next moment there's a storm. So I choose God. So think about these ideas. Think about what responsibility means to you. Responsibility also looks like, in a practical way, if you got bills to pay, and you have the money, and your friends are like, oh, let's go out to a music festival, it costs only $150, but you have bills to pay, we might think like, oh, God doesn't want us to pay the bills. God wants us to go out and just have fun. Yes, enjoy your time, but also be responsible, because if you don't pay that bill, what's going to end up happening is that bill is going to compound, and then you are going to feel the effects of that. And the effects of that is going to, once again, engage you in a negative spiral. When we are choosing responsibility, well, we are communicating to the universe, because the universe, the mother that she is also a mirror. She's going to mirror everything that's within us. And some people dislike that aspect of the universe, that it mirrors everything. But we are powerful creators. We really are. And our beliefs are really, really powerful. You can think your way through with positive thinking, affirmations, and all of that, but if you don't believe that you are a beautiful, loving, joyful, inspirational being, the effects of the positive thinking is going to be short-lived. So take responsibility in your beliefs, in your thoughts, in your deeds, because all of our thoughts, words, and deeds are recorded in what some traditions call the Book of Life, or what some traditions call the Akashic or the Akashic Records. And when we pass over to the other side and we have a soul review, and we look at all the images of this lifetime, we're going to be shown all the areas that we didn't extend our love to others and to ourselves. So shift your perception, shift your paradigm, and be responsible. Take responsibility in your life, because you are the chooser of your life. Thank you so much for joining me in this presentation. I pray that this presentation is clear, is simple to apply, and it makes sense. So thank you again. I'm Joseph, and I'll see you soon. Take care.